It's time for good energy, and I'm Dr. Julie, and welcome to Bodyful Day 236. We are talking about allergies and the senses, and today we're talking about the sense of smell. I am here out on the back step because the front step is currently being overrun by my neighbor mowing his lawn, which can produce allergies in many people. Today we're going to talk about how the sense of smell interacts with seasonal allergies and what you can do through the sense of smell or through your nose to help reduce them. All right, let's start with the basics. Take a deep breath in and release. Next deep breath in, go ahead and breathe in, expand in the belly, expand in the chest, expand in the sinuses, and exhale. And this time, we are going to breathe into that scent of fresh cut grass. For some of you, that is going to be a little annoying, and for others, it's going to be positively pleasant. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath in and release. So remember, this is day 6 of allergies and the senses, and we have been talking about how allergies, in particular those that relate to seasonal allergies and the sinuses, how those can be related to the senses and how we can use the senses to help reduce the effect of allergies on our systems, or even have the energy to heal from allergies, or at least feel better with allergies, because we provide good energy in and we try to reduce the stressors. So obviously, since we are thinking mostly about seasonal allergies, when we talk about the senses, smell, we are talking about how allergies have a tendency to fill up our sinuses and cause a sinus reaction. We linked this also to vision when we talked about how you can get sticky eyes with allergens. That constant runny nose, like things just aren't right, or the inability to take a deep breath in because things just feel swollen in there, is par for the course with seasonal allergies. And as you know, when you have seasonal allergies, your sense of smell, and relating to yesterday, your sense of taste is also reduced. So those of us who are running around with seasonal allergies might be going, is this COVID? Is this sinus? Is this seasonal allergies? What is it? Remember that with seasonal allergies, it doesn't go completely away. You still have your sense of taste and your sense of smell. Your sense of smell is reduced because your sinuses are full, but you can still taste sweet, salty, bitter, and sour. And so that is kind of, if you lose that distinction, if it ends up tasting just like mashed potatoes without the salt, without the good stuff, then you know you got something going on with those sensory receptors. That said, we are talking about sense of smell today. And one of the things that you can do, because allergies are a serious stressor to the sense of smell, is that you can find ways to try to improve your sense of smell. One of those can be to try to reduce your exposure to mold, because mold, when it gets into the nose, has a tendency to take a shortcut up to the brain. Because the sinus bulb is actually a part of the brain. If there is mold, constant exposure to mold, you can become less sensitive to mold. And so one of the things you might want to do is you might want to make sure that you don't have mold exposure inside your house. Usually when we deal with allergies and mold, you end up also with having some atopic dermatitis, as well as the constant drainage and the eyes watering. And that seems to go away when you leave your house, but comes back when you return to your house. And in the Energy for You e-pamphlet on the new job, I talked about the fact that there are ways that you can actually be allergic to your job. And that's the same idea, that something in your new job, something in the environment of your workplace actually is triggering an allergy response, which makes actual work more stressful than it actually should be. So you can take a look at that in your house, because the sense of smell and breathing in that mold allergen is going to cause a problem. Now, how can we help? How can we provide good energy in for the sense of smell? And with the sense of smell, and for the sense of smell when we have allergies. And one of the most common, well-known ways is with saline rinse. Now, remember that the only caveat with saline rinse is don't use tap water. Use boiled water or use distilled water to put your saline, to make your saline solutions, or get pre-bottled saline solutions. You need to make sure that there's nothing else in there because things can travel up the sinus cavity. There are suggestions that amoebas can get from the sinus into the brain and cause an infection. So boil your water. And what does the saline solution do? Well, the saline solution, because it is salt, has a tendency to return the sinus tissue back to a moisturized state. So think about saline solution as a moisturizer for your skin. Now, at the same time, what it does is it helps kind of pull the extra mucus out, but also keep those sinuses moist, which means that they're not being attacked by the allergens. So it actually is sort of a win-win. You get less mucus and more protective layer, so you are less likely to be affected by seasonal allergies as much. What can you do in terms of the sense of smell in seasonal allergies? You can try to stay away from smells that are triggering. Again, neighbor was doing his mowing out in the front. If you know that you are sensitive to grass, make sure you take a shower after you mow your lawn. That will help. That steam will actually help moisturize the sinuses and help clear out some of that garbage from actually mowing the lawn. If you are sensitive to smoke, and sometimes smoke effects happen weeks later, that they just kind of go in and they kind of garble up the system. So if you're sensitive to smoke, you can try to sit out of the smoke, or you can try smaller fires so that you don't have smoke exposure. So try to stay away from the smells that cause stress, and you could also try to bring in good smells into you so that you're constantly working on your sense of smell. Florals, we've talked about in the past the importance of thyme, the importance of rosemary on the lungs, but it also helps in the sinuses. Smelling those things actually helps kind of open up the sinuses a little bit better. And peppermint, menthol, very good at opening up the sinuses. So even just smelling mint tea is a great way to kind of help open up those sinuses, which will help you as you work your way through seasonal allergies. All right, I hope that was helpful. It looks like our last sense will be the sense of touch, and that will be covered tomorrow. So join me, hopefully out on the front step, for allergies and the senses when we talk about the sense of touch. For right now, let's finish this off. Take a deep breath in and release. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.